What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another one. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, our Mashiach, the one that died for us, and the Ruach Kodesh. Let's quicken that Holy Spirit and let's get into it. So right now, I'm about to read from the Book of Enoch. All right, I'm gonna read all the way up to a point. Then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna give my commentary on it. Some of you may agree, some of you may not agree. I'm giving you how I understand it. And I'm even going to give you some insight on how I see things moving, okay? And this is for those that are righteous and elect and still want to learn and are open to learn and have an open spirit about it, okay? So, it says, this is the Book of Enoch, chapter 6 and 7. Yep. No, my fault. This is no, my fault. 9 and 10. This is chapter 9 and 10. All right. So the fall of the angels and the demoralization of mankind. The intercession of angels on the behalf of mankind, the dooms pronounced by Yahweh on the angels in the Messianic kingdom, a Noah fragment, right? And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters, and the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives. For among the children of men beget us children. And Samyaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. So this person knew what this angel knew what he was doing. I'm upset about it because we all paying for it, all right? And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath and bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. And thence where they all together found themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders. Samyaza, their leader, Arakiba, Ramiel, Kokabel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Barkuiel, Aziel, Armoros, Barturel, Ananel, Zekiel, Samathiel, Satarel, Teriel, Joseph, Joseph, Samriel. These are the chiefs of ten. These are their chiefs of tens, and all it was 200. If y'all heard it, it was they were all in all 200. Okay, and all others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they begun to go in unto them and defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments and cutting of the roots, which is voodoo, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they begat great giants whose height was 3,000 ales, who consumed all acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against themselves and devoured mankind. And they begot and they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid acquisition against the lawless ones. Now, this is what I'm observing out here. For those of you that seen all these different things happening online or in the sky, or maybe you even had personal experiences. Now, I'm gonna start off by asking this question: how many of y'all know about? Uh, how many of y'all know about the Olympians and the Greek mythology and Zeus and all them? Well, I'm gonna ask y'all that question, and then I'm gonna give you an assumption that I have that is probably true, which is that when they deceived us, Mount Hermon was swapped out for Mount Olympus. Okay, and remember, there was a great flood, right? So where do those angels go, right? It's 200 angels. 200 angels. I'm not talking about the Nephilim. The Nephilim were taken out. But the angels, it never said that they were taken out. So that means that y'all got all this time to be down here and plan all types of wickedness and iniquities. And I promise you, they taught us a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, it's saying here that Zazel taught us how to make makeup and all that kind of stuff. Swords. The angels taught quite a few things to the human beings before they were wiped out. And they even left, and they probably left knowledge behind, right? So, in my head, if you have all the time in the world to plan how you want to do something or deceive the majority of mankind, if you want to deceive the majority of mankind, because it says in the book of Revelation, it said in the book of Revelations that for even my elect may well, it said for even the elect could be deceived. They could be. It doesn't mean that they are, but uh and I was just wondering, like, a lot of these things retain they I'm wondering if a lot of these things retain their power or the power that they had when they came down here. And I'm assuming that they did, and they were all shapeshifters. So, I think that those things in the sky are angels, but they not the angels of the Most High. Not at all. I believe they have retained a lot of their abilities down here and deceived us. Well, I mean, I'm going off the fact that they all made an oath. They created an oath on Mount Hermon. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, that sounds a lot similar to Mount Olympus and the guys that was up there. And, uh, they probably, had a lot of back and forths and fights and arguments with each other, but they all probably still work together. Like, and I don't think it's far fetched that they would deceive us into worshiping them, or deceive the Greeks into worshiping them as gods of mythology. You know what I mean? And I don't really think that. Now, I do believe that Nephilim did get recreated, but I don't believe that it started off that way. Like, I believe that, when they came down here, and then when all us humans got wiped out, they went and went to their cover. But it did say that further on down the line, it does describe a lot of other stuff that goes on. So just put something in your head. Like, I do believe it's probably a great deception coming. So I could be wrong. I pray to the Most High I'm wrong. But when I read this Book of Enoch, because I've read it all the way through, I mean, it even talks about the pyramids, it talks about rappers, but it doesn't say it exactly though. Like, it talks about these. It's just certain things that it talks about that, if you think about it, it you get an idea of what's happening out here. Uh, I mean, of course, I definitely want to travel more into the Book of Enoch with y'all, and honestly, all the books, to be honest. But I only get so much time to even interact with y'all like that, and so like I just want y'all to kind of give me your thoughts on it. Like, I'm not like I said, it's something slight. Like, that's small. But it was a chapter that I read, and also me aligning it with what's going on today, and then also there were other gods of different philosophies, like the Egyptian gods and all them. I believe that these angels down the line just kind of deceived us, as because they always been here, like, and they ain't got nothing else better to do than to make plans to destroy us or enslave us. Like, they have they have plans that stretch out years ahead of time. Like, so it's nothing for me to see that, okay, these angels probably shapeshifted into Ophanim, and started. If it's all of 200, and for me, the the way I see it, if I'm a tactician, and I'm just speaking on if I was them, right? if I was them and it's only 200 of us, I would split up into groups of 7 to 8, and you know, between like uh 30 areas of each side of the continent, right? So each of the hemisphere, like Western Hemisphere and Eastern Hemisphere, like if you was to take both sides of the lands, like over more towards the east, and then some sticking here to the west to show themselves, and then also, it ain't nothing for them to work with governments. It ain't nothing for them to shapeshift. It ain't nothing for them to be able to deceive us into worshiping them as whatever they want to claim to be at that time. I don't want to really get too much into it right now, but because I really would like to know like how y'all think about it first before I talk about how I see things, because you know this could be an uncomfortable topic for people. I don't know, but I mean it is something to think about. Like I said, it's a lot going on that I see that is hard for me to really want to express about, because I would like to have a good amount of interaction before I actually talk about it, like to know if it's honestly welcomed. Because, but then again, I mean, I am warning people, so me warning people, that's not an easy task, especially when I know I sound crazy. Like it, it, it's not that I think I'm crazy. It's just that I know I would sound crazy to some of y'all, and then to some of y'all, y'all might get it because y'all might think on a different spectrum than others. But then it's to some of y'all, y'all might not get it. But we was taught astrology. We was taught witchcraft. We was taught a lot of things by these angels, and it say it in there, makeup, all the stuff that you not like. We not even supposed to be doing this stuff. Like it even goes down further down the line to say we wasn't even meant to be writing like that. Like we were only meant to till the land and serve the Most High. So, but when I read that and I think about all the mythologies out here and all the different stories out here, and I think about how much time they had to create this plan and to shapeshift and to, deceive people into, uh, different aspects of how the world is. And they had plenty of time to write plenty of books. They had plenty of time to do plenty of things. Like they're not just spiritual beings anymore. Like they do have a physical aspect. And you know, I just want to get your take on it. I mean, this Halo Kwanzaa, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, it's cool, I understand. But I'm only speaking to those that honestly read and want to converse, learn, come to understanding, and have a discussion. I mean, I don't want to debate my brethren. So, like I said before, it's all love. I really do want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions about it. Write them down in the comments, and maybe we can talk further about it. It's all love, y'all.